Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla Natalie. I'm a mom of 3 and a birth doula. This right here is my best friend. This is what we are joined by today. We are going to talk all about these. This is what we call a birthing ball. And so today we're going to be talking about how to use a birthing ball and how to use it properly and how not to use it. So let's get into it. This right here is a birthing ball. This is actually my birthing ball that I bought when I was pregnant with my 3rd baby. So she has been with me through some very, very, very rough times through my entire pregnancy into my postpartum. So as you get into the later stages in pregnancy, you might be thinking about what you can do to try and keep your labor going, what you can do to get your baby into the right position, or maybe what you can do to help your body to stretch those ligaments. And right here is going to be your best friend. I truly say that even if you are not planning an unmedicated birth, even if you are planning on getting an epidural, even if you are not planning on coping with the pain while in labor, this is a great tool to have not only for labor, but also pregnancy and into postpartum. And I'm going to tell you why. Pregnancy, this can help stretch all of those joints. Sometimes your joints while pregnant can just be so tight because what your body is doing is it's expanding, and sometimes those joints, especially the round ligaments and stuff like that, can get very tight. And so what we want is loosey-goosey body, and this is what helps with that. So first things first, you're going to want to buy a birthing ball that actually fits you. You're going to want your legs to be directly at that 90-degree angle. So you want your butt and your legs to be straight across. You don't want them to be up. You don't want them to be down. All those kinds of things. I'm actually going to put in the description a little timetable of how you can figure out what size to get. And I'm also going to link this ball. I am not sponsored by them at all, but I love this ball and I love this brand so much. So firstly, you want to make sure that you get the right size for your body. Now let's talk about how to use a birthing ball. I know a lot of people, when they first get their birthing ball, they want to jump up and down on that birthing ball. No, don't do that. This is what you want to do instead. You want to do some hip circles. That hip circles is going to make your hips very stretchy and not so tight like we talked about. These hip circles can really help if you're having like hip pain, if you are having sciatic pain, if you are having round ligament pain. It is a really good tool to have just to help your hips not to be so tight. Another thing you can do is wide hip circles, like deep hip circles. You can also do that. It helps with the same thing, but also just helps you stretch a little bit more. Another thing that you can do is figure eights. Figure eights are kind of the same thing. You're just moving your hips in a figure eight. So imagine you are in a figure eight, and that is what you are doing, and that is what your hips are doing. And that really helps to, again, open up that pelvis, and it also helps with all of your joints. Another thing you can do is back and forth. This one feels really good if you have like pelvic pain. It can sometimes just help that pelvis to like move in the way that it wants to. So if you are having pelvic pain during your pregnancy, this is a really good maneuver to do. It just like makes your hips go back and forth. Something else you can do is actually getting off of the ball and sitting on the floor. Sometimes this can help to have like something under your knees, especially if you are on hardwood floors. But also this helps with your belly and your pelvic bone. And it can also help while you're in labor if you are having back labor. It essentially just, it helps with gravity. You know, when you are pregnant, you are holding all of that weight. And when you lean over in that way, it can help get that baby off of your pelvis, off of your back, and it can help that baby to get into the right position as well. I had SPD, which is symphysis pubis dysfunction, which is essentially the splitting of your pelvic bone. When you are pregnant, your body releases a hormone called relaxin, and that essentially just relaxes all of your joints. But sometimes it can cause problems. And that is where symphysis pubis dysfunction comes in, and it actually causes your pelvic bone to split. So it's not fun. Sometimes doing this position can really get that baby off of that pelvic bone, just to like give you a little bit of relief. If you are dealing with SPD, I just want to say I am so sorry. And most of the time it does go away after delivery. It just might take a few weeks. Another thing that you can do while you're on the ground is doing lunges. These lunges can help to stretch your legs, stretch your ligaments, again, help with your hips and your back. And it is a really good tool to have, but also helps you prepare for labor as well. Motion is lotion. I want you guys to remember that term. Motion is lotion, because did you guys hear that? Motion is lotion. When you are moving your body and getting your baby into that right position, that is what is happening. When you are just moving your body, you're moving your hips, and you're getting that baby pressed firmly on your cervix and getting that baby into the right position. That is key to going into labor. It's also important to know that this thing is not going to put you into labor. For the most part, unless your baby is 1000% ready and all it needs is that little bit of push to get that baby's head pressed firmly on that cervix. This is not going to put you into labor. So I suggest getting a birthing ball in the early, like second, third trimesters. It can be a really good tool to have during pregnancy, but not only pregnancy and labor, but it can also help with postpartum. I find that this is a really good tool to have for your baby. I know that's going to sound crazy, but you're going to be like this a lot. And sometimes standing and walking around just gets really tiring. Sit on your ball. Sit on your ball. And this is the time when you can actually bounce up and down. Don't go crazy. Don't go crazy though. We don't want your baby getting chicken baby syndrome. However, just a little bounce. Do it. I promise you, this thing is a miracle. I'm actually going and ordering a peanut ball, and I can show you guys what you can do with a peanut ball in labor as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye, guys.